Hey, Tony.
Hello there. How's it going today?
I'm good, and you?
Honestly, great. I just had chores to do. I'm happy I did it 1 minute before our scheduled time. That's good.
Is it a good time for you? It's
Yeah,
1
it's good.
p.m.
It's
in
1 p.m.
Romania,
It's all
right?
good. Yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
wanna
for
share my
me it's
screen.
really early.
Oh, okay. I mean, time
6
zones
a.m.
do be like that. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's better for me to play in the morning with my
Hmm.
schedule.
Honestly,
Just
like
life is busy, so
I feel like when I play in the morning, I just play better, right? Because I'm more fresh, you know.
yeah, probably maybe it helped me and I don't know. So
Hmm.
so you have my OPGG?
Yes, I share my screen. I think you can see, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, tell me about your experience with League so far. I'm curious. Let's see.
So I started playing when probably a little bit before season 2,
Okay.
around Nocturne when he
All
was
right.
out.
Mm-hmm.
So at first it was just really casual, and then I started the rink a long time ago.
Okay.
And I think the peak of my rink experience was probably in Gold 1, but a long time ago, when
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have Emerald and when we didn't have like the 4 tiers. Like it was, I don't know if you
It was
remember Bronze
five. Yeah.
5.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
five. Yeah.
exactly.
I remember like
So
Diamond 5, for example.
exactly. So my peak was gold 1 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And funny story, I was gold 1 doing my 5 matches, and I was winning my third match to go to plat, but I got a electricity outage
Oh
and
no.
I got DC'd. I sent a support ticket to Riot, and they said
I mean,
it's a bad luck.
it is what it is.
And from there I got discouraged. I just stopped playing a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
I never made it to plat, so it's one of my goal. I want to make it to plat. That's why like I'm just back to it.
Mm-hmm.
This game has been on and off for me.
Okay.
I always enjoy mid and ADC, but ADC a little bit more. I
Mm-hmm.
played a lot of Sivir a few years ago, and yeah, now I'm back. I'm discovering Jinx. Just picked her up randomly, and I saw your video. And I know I have a few things to work on, especially like tempo, mid game, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
dying a lot. I find myself dying a lot, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's something to do there for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you pretty much highlighted what I'm seeing here, OBG, like dying a lot for sure, right?
Oh yeah,
And I'm looking at the
I know
CS
it's
is
my
like
problem.
7, which is fine, especially because you consider you die so much. Imagine you die less, you get more CS, more resources, you're stronger. It's good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the goal is to create some good habits, right? See what mistakes we make, turn them into good habits, and that way you
Hmm.
never really die for no reason again, right?
Yeah, and just recently I learned a little bit more about lane management
Mm-hmm.
and recalls, so I try to make sure those are good. So I focused
Okay.
a lot on it, and I think yeah, it made me come back to like around gold 2, gold 1, but I have a plateau there. I know
Okay.
that there's some game that I should win, and the game that I sent you, I won it, but it was a difficult game to win, and
Okay.
I fucked my lane up. Sorry, I swore.
Don't worry,
But
it's fine.
yeah, I failed my lane earlier. I got some luck because they failed a few things and came back to it. But yeah, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, first of all, right, habit number one, loading screen right is very important because you
Yep.
just want to know, make a plan. Like the way you die less basically in League is to just have always like have a plan, right? You have a plan, you update every couple minutes, based on what's happening on the map, right?
Yeah.
And the first plan you make is a loading screen. You just want to think about, hey, what do we do in like the first few levels, right? What do you think here?
So I definitely didn't know how to play into Poppy. To be honest, I just tried to play it safe. I know usually when I have Swains, they're a little bit aggressive sometimes.
Okay.
But at that game, I didn't have a plan. I just didn't know what to do exactly. So I told myself I'll try to get that level 2 and be a little bit more aggressive. I feel like sometimes if I don't know what to do, I'll default into being aggressive, and that will lose me some lanes sometimes.
Okay. So right off the bat, one thing to fix, right? If you're unsure, default to thinking like the worst case and play more passive, right? In my opinion,
Okay.
it's a bit better and more consistent, right? But let's see how we actually determine if you're strong, we're weak, and so on, right? So you look at this matchup and you talk about how I get level 2 and so on, which, yeah, sure, valuable information, right? But what actually matters when you analyze this matchup, right? What are you afraid of when you look at Ezreal Poppy? What scares you?
What I don't like with Ezreal is his poke.
Okay.
So maybe I'm not dodging enough,
Okay.
and those Poppy all-in are always scary.
Okay, so
And,
Poppy all in, right?
Yeah.
How does she all in you?
I think it's her E, right?
Yeah, she
There's that,
pushes you into a wall, right?
exactly, and
Yeah.
she has that I don't know how to call it, the
Hello Blades?
3 attack speed.
Yeah,
Hell
Hello
Blades,
Blades. Okay.
exactly.
So basically, Poppy stuns you, knocks you into a wall and stuns you, right? That's the way of engaging. That's how you die. That's how you lose lane, basically, right? If you get hit by that. Okay. And then Ezreal poke, well, you can just stay behind minions, right? Cool. And that's kind of it, right? They don't really have anything else. You know, just avoid Poppy E, dodge Ezreal Q by staying behind minions. Don't even need to dodge because you stay behind minions. And that's kind of it, right? And now let's look at things from the enemy perspective. They look at Swain Jinx. What are they afraid of?
Probably Swain's aggressivity.
Okay, but what does Swain do? How is he aggressive? What makes him aggressive, strong?
He has that long range thing that looks into bushes and that can poke, zone them out. He has that
His
root
double,
as
you
well.
think?
That is
Yeah,
really...
but sure, he's got that. But do you think that's the biggest problem for them? What do you think is more important when it comes to Swain?
To not get caught in the root of
Swain.
Swain.
Yeah, exactly, right? So he's got the E that just roots them and pulls them towards you, right? And after that, after, you know, Swain lands an E, what are you supposed to do?
Probably rocket, get in, chompers.
Chompers, right? So it's like, okay, enemies, Poppy stuns one of you into a wall, then they all in, Ezreal is in and everything, right? They're dead.
Yeah.
Swain lands E on somebody, you use chompers, you all in, they're dead. Right?
True.
That's it. Right? You see, it's like...
I'm not thinking about the enemy perspective as well. They should play around that.
So it's like, the moment, let's say, Swain misses E, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, we fall back and we...
Exactly, right? But the moment Poppy uses E on Swain, let's say, and he doesn't connect the stun, what are you supposed to do?
Get back to being aggressive.
Exactly. Right?
A little bit more.
That's it, right? So one of my goals when it comes to League is to always simplify everything, because it's so complicated, right? So it all comes down to these two abilities, Poppy E into Ezreal damage, and then Swain E into your follow-up and damage. That's it, right? That's what there is to it. Okay.
So every game you probably, like, you look at the enemy perspective, yours, you look at the most important cooldowns, and you play around that.
And this also allows me to know exactly what I have to do. For example, if my support lands CC, right? I know, okay, Swain lands the ability, I'm supposed to place chompers a little bit in front of the enemies, because Swain is gonna pull, right? Boom.
Yeah.
Right? I know what to do now because I thought about these things. The moment he lands that, I throw choppers there instantly. And that way you just have a plan always, no matter what, right?
Okay.
And then another thing to look in matchups is like, you know, you're double ranged against one range and one melee, right? So of course you can get level 2 most likely. So playing aggressive here, I think it's very good. You should definitely play for level 2 for sure, right? So I'm glad that you look for level 2s as well, because you mentioned it. But we need to see how you implement that, how you do it, right?
What's your... I mean, I don't know if I can ask the question, but what's your general rule of thumb on being aggressive on that level 2, like trying to get it first, or being a little bit more passive? Like, is there some matchup that you'll fall back maybe?
There are some, but generally go crazy all the time, right? Try to get level 2 all the time if you can, right? And if enemies literally don't allow you, they poke you, they whatever, right? Okay, sure. But it's good to test your limits. Try to play, you know, try to be winning, try to win, try to play strong side, try to destroy them, right? don't want to play
Good.
passive all the time, right? There's a
Perfect.
balance, you know.
Yeah.
But if things don't work out, okay, it's like we learn. Okay, I have Alistar support, and I have Lux Caitlyn. Okay, we do not play for level 2 this lane, for example, right? Because we don't
Yeah.
have the range, they can poke us out, one mistake, we are dead, okay? So you learn those, basically, right?
Yeah.
And that's when you can kind of back off from by default. But in here, when it's like you win in range advantage, and you have more AoE with your rockets, or let's say the range is the same, you have more AoE, for example, right? Then you can actually like play aggressive, no problem, right?
Okay, good. So
Okay.
generally aggressive.
Yeah, generally try to get level 2. It's so easy to win the whole lane and game because you just play for level 2, you get a massive advantage, get their flash, whatever. And that is like easy mode from there. Right? Because they're afraid now and you have a health advantage and everything.
I think that might be the reason I had a huge win streak and I came back to gold from silver. And that was because I just started playing super aggressive. But yeah, the bad habit is dying a lot, so we'll see that.
Playing, how do I say it? You shouldn't like play aggressive as default, but you should play like you're winning by default, right? So basically, you want to play aggressive, but you know there are some rules you gotta still follow. You know, we're gonna talk about those in a bit. But first of all, you don't buy potion level 1.
I'm just we checking your video and just thinking about it was and I thought you mentioned it maybe once, but I'm not sure. So I was just trying to test it to get that infinity edge as fast as I can. And I was just thinking, okay, I'll leave that 50 gold. It's not the end of the world. I just want to see like, and I remember one time it saved me, like it gave me that infinity edge. I came back to lane a little bit faster. Came back to a huge minions, and I got a few kills. So I don't know. If you tell me it's not a good idea, I'll maybe come back to buying that potion. But I was thinking, okay, that 50 gold, maybe I'll leave it in the bank.
Well, the way I see things here, so most of the time, like I don't really want to talk about mechanics, runes, builds, and so on. Like those don't really matter. What matters is how we actually play the game, right? Matters way more than the champion and what we build, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, if you don't buy a potion now, you gotta understand that you're gonna be like 150 health, I don't know how much they give you, down. So you are starting with a slight disadvantage in this lane, right? That's what you gotta know, right? But if you play accordingly, then you spike faster because you can afford BF, for example. That's fine, you know? This is your type of playing. I think that's fine. But, you know, if the lane is very close, you might not win it because you don't have the potion, right? That's the only downside, you know? It's up to you to balance this out, you know? Right? You gotta make the decision yourself. You know?
But yeah, definitely you're catching me into a small limit test curious thing. That's why I didn't buy the potion.
Okay. So, let's talk about now about level 1. Where do you stay before minions spawn?
So now I'm trying to get the habit of staying and being close to the pixel brush or down a little bit more so I can see people invade and avoid it.
Okay,
so I'll either be there where you put the B,
yeah,
or a little bit more down. I don't know if it makes sense.
Okay, around here
around
somewhere.
Here,
to
see
fine.
them if they want to cheese on the bot lane brush,
I think that's
or
fine.
if they're coming to pixel.
I think that's fair. Okay, that's fine, right? But you just don't want to stay inside tribush because then you don't see them invade and so on, right? But yeah, I think it's fine. You can stay there. It's okay. Right, it's good.
I used to make the mistake of staying tribush.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at your stuff, yeah, taking the habit off now.
Yeah, I think this is fine. Sven wants to
And
go
depending
in.
on the support, sometimes I'll ping them to come in with me, try to be aggressive, especially if they have hooks and stuff like this.
Okay, so level 1 thing happened. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see how we play here. Let's see.
Pandemonium with a purpose.
And I'm avoiding now to lane the brush towards the lane in the brush.
Yeah, because the wards are supposed to be used against junglers, right? Most of the time.
Exactly.
So.
Because I used to do that a lot. Like my habit would have been to put a ward on that small brush, but I'm trying to take that habit off now.
Okay, so let's talk about a couple of things that happened here already. So first of all, right? Two things here. Actually, maybe three even. Right? So here you are pushing the wave, which yeah, generally is good to push the wave, but don't push it this fast, right? Because if you push it this fast, now it's like you get level 2, but they're under the turret, so it's not like you can punish them at all, right? So basically, you wanna make sure the first wave dies at least when the second wave arrives, right?
Okay.
Right. So it's like the second wave arrives, then you can kill the wave, but not sooner, because then you push, right? Cool. That's number one. Number two, you see what Swain is doing here?
Zoning them?
Yeah, he's zoning them, playing aggressive with the range advantage you have, right?
Yeah.
And you see how, when it comes to this situation, I call it the triangle rule, right? Their support is the head of the triangle, the enemies are the base, and they're kind of 2v1ing him right now, right? You don't really want this to happen to you or your ally. You want this to happen to enemies when it happens, you want to punish for sure. But how can you prevent this from happening, right? Because they could damage him here. It could be bad for him.
Would have been to like just be a little bit more
be like up here, right? And you know, I understand you want to dodge the Israel Q and so on, you've got a farm, but it's like you can grab these minions from here as well, no problem, right? But just being here, it's a bit better, because if they engage, for example, you're there to help, right? But basically, try to play more in parallel with your support, basically, right? Try to be in parallel like this. You know, if they're there, go here. Otherwise, situations like this might happen to you or your support, right? Because there it might be the opposite, where your support backs off, and you're playing aggressive by yourself, right? You wanna kind of back off as well.
So keeping in mind that triangle.
Yeah, like keep in mind that you should be in parallel with your support, and if you're in parallel with your support most of the time, sometimes the triangle rule will happen, you and your support are the base, and then the enemy support tries to get brush control or whatever, and they are alone, while the enemy's ADC is farming. It happens all the time, and you get an advantage that way, right? You just poke them for free 2v1, right? Okay.
So definitely, like, I push too much there?
Yeah, so you push too much, you don't really play with your support right now, right? You know, if you push this much, at least you should try to zone them, try to go crazy, right? But this is why you don't want to push. You see how we can zone them off, like Swain can just zone them off for free here? Imagine we don't push this, the wave stays here, we start to slowly push towards them, and we keep zoning them off, they're level 1 forever, we zone them off, no problem, right? And suddenly it's like we have a massive advantage in this lane. But if you push this, now they can just farm under turret, no problem. And on top of this, can you recognize something else that's happening in this position?
Like being vulnerable to, well, it's 2 minutes, so Hecarim is probably bot side.
Yeah, but it's like you can get ganked, right? And you don't know if enemy junglers can gank or not right now. It's like every jungler is different, but trust me, the higher up in elo you go, the more often you're gonna get ganked level 3. Right? Jungle will do 3 camps into bot lane gank instantly, right?
Yeah.
So one way to prevent this is basically you play for the level 2 as usual, right? And the moment you know, do your thing level 2, because you got the 3 melees most of the time, you do the level 2 thing, you know, there's like 3 casters left from the second wave, you get those as well, right? And then the third wave is coming right now, right?
Yeah.
So when the third wave is coming, you don't really need to be here for now, right? It's like you're here now, but you're doing...
You're just wasting abilities and...
It's like, yeah, I got the basic ult, but it's like...
Being vulnerable as well.
Right? But it's like... Okay, what happened with your report, we can talk in a bit, but yeah, it's like you're not doing anything really. So how about we take this time, where you don't really have anything happening, there's no wave, right? To just ward, okay? Just go place a ward to be safe, okay? Usually do this after second wave, just in case junglers gank level 3. It happens all the time. You're so aggressive, you're winning so hard, but it's like jungler sees that and they gank you, right? So don't assume they're gonna full clear. No, just assume they do 3 camps and come bot, right? So here after this, we just walk up in the river, right? You just go nicely here and just drop a ward, you know, like here. Boom, done. And now we go back, right? That's good. And now we can go crazy.
Tribush.
So let's talk about warding here instead, right? If you ward here, right? Or let's see. I'll do this one. So let's say you ward here, right? When you play like this. Enemy jungler, let's say, started bot. How do you think he's gonna clear? Well, it's gonna start red buff, right? And then the standards is to do Krags, right? Then Raptors. And now they see this on bot lane. And how do you think they're gonna gank? From here? After doing
that's
Raptors.
maybe lack of experience with jungle, but maybe they'll go by river or tribush. I assume they go by tribush, but
don't you think they're just gonna go like this?
Yeah, true. If there's a scuttle, I feel like they're gonna go river most of the time.
There's no scuttle because it's like the first 3 camps yet. There's no scuttle yet,
True.
right? But it's like they do this, this, and that. It's like, why would I go here when we can just flank? It's kind of the same distance, right? They're gonna go through here 95% of the time, right?
To get the better angle.
Yeah, exactly. To get the better angle behind you. And it's like the ward doesn't see them, right? So when you ward initially, I tell people again, simplify everything as much as possible. Just ward pixel brush, you see it, and when you see them, you can back off. Okay. It's like you're kind of safe now, right? It's no problem.
So 80% of the time, like if we're using that 80-20 rule, 80% of the time I should ward in that trade.
Yeah, especially the first ward.
No, that pixel brush. Sorry.
The first ward kind of should be here at all times. Exception maybe if you're blue side, let's say, right? And you push his blue side. It's like this ward, this brush is closer to the river than this one. So this brush kind of sees the river as well. And when you think about this side, people kind of tend to gank through here more often, right?
Okay.
Rather than going around, which is kind of strange. But even if they go around, you kind of see them anyway, right?
I see.
But still, if you're blue side, you can just ward here. It's fine. You see them.
Good.
Right? Always, just to simplify, ward here. First ward. Later wards, then it's a different, it's a different thing. But early, just ward pixel brush, right? Okay. And after second wave, most of the time, if you are in a winning position, if you are getting pushed in, well, you don't need to ward this, you know. But yeah. So here you see how we died, right? Why do you think you died here?
Literally just forgot about Poppy's turn.
Okay, but why did you forget
about
it?
A little bit more aggressive. So, as you said, there was nothing to be done there. So I should have waited for the other like wave to come in and play a little bit further back, put my ward and be safe. Because now I was playing too much close to the wall, and there was an opportunity for her to. She plays with it like Hex Flash or something. So yeah, she took her flash. And she got me into the wall. So pretty much got me instant.
Right. So how do we prevent this from happening in the future?
So against the Poppy, not playing, like trying to see that angle where they can push you into a wall.
Yeah, and just don't stay next to the wall, right?
Yeah.
Right. So against Poppy, you never want to do this. Same with Vayne, for example, right? Okay. True. And how do you know to think about it? When do you think about this? Right?
I guess it's just maybe knowledge or being a little bit more aware. Or example, when I'm thinking about my matchup.
Exactly, loading screen.
Focus on that
right?
ability.
In the loading screen, you just think about the most important spells, right? You just know Poppy E exists. How do you play against Poppy? You don't stay in front of the wall. Boom, right? You get into the game, you know exactly what you have to do and what not to do. Right?
I should have been like more into swing position to not get thrown into
exactly, right? So you see matchup reloading screen, you know this is their ability, how it works, right? Because I'm sure you know the champions you've been playing for a while, right?
Yeah.
So you just know, okay, I should not stay next to the wall in loading screen, right? And then get into the game, you know exactly what you have to do. Right? So you never get surprised in game like this, right? Because here you're kind of surprised, right? But if you're actively thinking about it from loading screen, you never make this mistake again, right?
Yeah, at that point I was not thinking about it.
Exactly, you were kind of thinking about how can I hit Ezreal while he's hitting the minions or something like that, right? Yeah. So that's what we need to do, create plans for ourselves, right? Because if you don't play with the plan, it's gonna be tough.
Sure.
Right. So, another cool habit to think about right now is basically the second loading screen we get in every single game, which is you go from base towards the turret, right? It's nothing to do here. You're just walking, you know? So during this time, you just want to stay and think about what to do next, right? Because early on, we think about level 2, their abilities, what am I going to do, and so on. But now we want to think about what to do next from what's happening in the game right now, right?
Yeah.
So here, what do you think? What's your idea? What should we do next? And how do you reach that conclusion? For example, I want to see how your thought process, basically.
Again, I think my instinct is just to default trying to zone them being aggressive. At that point, I don't have a plan. Now that I was surprised with Poppy's E, at that point I'm a little bit more traumatized, so I'll play safer. But I know that around that 3-minute mark, usually I'm more vulnerable to gank, so I don't want to push too much or stuff like this.
Right.
But I don't have a specific plan maybe at that point.
Okay. So here's the easiest way to just not die for no reason, right? And how to create a plan, basically, right? Based on what's happening, right? So here I always just follow these 4 simple steps, right? Every time I look at the map, and for example, here you have 30 seconds to look and make a plan for what's going to happen next. Right? Just want to look at 4 steps, right? Step number 1 and 2, you can do it whichever order you want, it doesn't matter. And it's like to look at where enemies are, what they're doing, and where your allies are and what they're doing, right? Because that's the most important thing, let's be honest, you know?
Yeah.
So when you look at your team, right? What our team is doing right now? Where's everybody, what they're doing?
So they're, since it's early, it's pretty much everyone in their position.
Okay.
GP, farming, Echo, mid, and Amumu and his camp topside. So
Okay.
Ikarim is probably bot side if I'm thinking about it. Swen is staying in the lane he didn't back. And yeah, the bot lane stayed as well.
Okay. So you see how you said pretty much almost correctly. You just said, you mentioned Hecarim, right? But
Yeah.
step number 1 is allies, right? We don't want to mention Hecarim yet.
Okay.
We just want to look at, okay, in the early game especially, it's way nicer to do because mid is mid, top is top, right? You don't even need to think about those, right? But just want to simplify everything. Bot lane and jungler, right? You are coming bot, Swain is bot, Swain is like full HP, and Amumu is topside. Cool. That's it. Step number 1 complete. No need to think about anything else. Right now we just get the information to make sure we don't miss anything, right? Okay. Now step number 2, right? Enemies. Mid is mid, top, whatever. Jungler. Do you know where the enemy jungler is?
Nope.
No. So if you don't know, where do I assume they are?
Now I'm assuming they're bot side.
Correct. Right. So it's like if you don't know, yeah, they're bot. Right?
Yeah.
And if they're bot, you can play aggressive unless you have vision. Right? That's a simple rule to remember, okay?
Yeah.
And also another thing to remember when it comes to enemy junglers, right? I should have said this here, but it's like another rule to remember. You cannot play past the river, right? Unless you have vision. Okay? Always remember that, right? So that way you never die here. Here you don't even need to know what Poppy does. If you just don't play without, like, just go back to ward and so on, you would not get caught, right? So never play past the river without vision. Very important, okay? But it's even easier to think about.
100% rule.
Yeah, that's always do that. Like, never play without vision. Exception, if you know enemy jungle is top because you've seen them, then of course you don't care, right? Whatever, because nobody can gank you, for sure. But early game, like, you'd have no idea yet, right?
Good.
Cool. And that's the jungler. Enemy jungle could be anywhere, you assume bot, whatever. And now enemy bot, what do you know about enemy bot? No, they're a bot, their position, right? But what else do you know about them?
Pretty much. But let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at Hollow Blades. Nothing special. They're pushing back. They didn't back or anything. The lane is pushing into us. So that's what I see.
Okay, so you say stuff about the wave, but that's not right now what's happening, right? Right now, we need to care about bot lane, their champions, right? What they're doing. Basically, what you know right now, they are here, they haven't recalled after killing you, right? And Poppy is almost half HP with no flash, right? Because she did flash, she has X flash now. But in the meantime as well, you see Hecarim, right? You saw Hecarim gang mid, and that's important, you know?
Yeah, that's funny, I didn't see him.
Right? So you don't look at Hello Blades, you look at the map and these steps, right? Because that way you just don't miss information at all. Because looking at enemies' items and so on is not that important, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, you see Hecarim here. I think you saw his one cool thing to look at when you look at enemy jungler, for example, that ganks. Let's rewind a little, right? You see he's got blue buff, level 3, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think Hecarim is gonna do right now?
Well, scuttle bot side.
He's just gonna do bot side, take red, bot side, whatever. You just know he's gonna be bot side, right? Cool, right? So from the first 2 steps, we know, okay, our jungler top, enemy jungler bot, doing his camps, he could gank, whatever. And enemies are here. They might want to recall after getting the kill, maybe, right? We don't know exactly yet, but it's kind of what we're thinking. Okay, cool. Now, step number 3 is to look at objectives, right? And this early in the game, well, there's no objective here yet, right? Objectives are like void grabs, drakes, sometimes turrets as well. They could become objectives. Harder early game, but you know.
Yeah.
So we can skip this step right now, right? So step number 4 is to just now make a decision with the information you got from the first 3 steps and just look at the wave as well and think what to do next, right? When it comes to what to do, it's basically what should you do with the wave, you know, once you reach the lane and what to do with the next wave, basically, right? Or how you should be playing, basically. So what do you think here, based on the current situation across the map?
On the current situation, if you would ask me, I would probably like have a pixel brush ward and let them push into me, try to trim the wave a little bit to play a little bit safer, because since Hecarim is on the bot side, I don't want to be ganked. And maybe like if I see again Hecarim somewhere else in the map trying to zone them, but I would default back to maybe a ward and letting them push into me a little bit more.
Well,
and try to
right,
control the
so
lane.
yeah, I would say here you could just, you know, you don't really have to be here right now, so that you can do much. It's a huge wave, right?
Yeah.
So you can go here, place a ward in the brush, come back, catch the wave, right? That's good. Right, cool. We have a plan, right? Good.
See, so sometimes I'll do it instinctively, but I never have a plan. That's
Yeah.
maybe one of my.
You just do it
things that
instinctively, but
I'll
you
need
need to
work
have,
on.
yeah, you need to have reasons behind your actions always, right?
Yeah.
You want to make a plan and go with it. You know? Right, because these minions you're hitting right now, you don't need to hit them. You can take them under 30, whatever. They're not gonna die. You can just take that time again to just ward, maybe. You know?
Yeah.
If the enemies were smart, they would try to zone you off as well, and yeah. Okay. But let's see what you do now, after getting this wave, right? So, we talked already that they kind of want to recall, right? The Poppy was kind of low, and they got a kill, they pushed the wave in, right? So, what do you think you should do here?
Keep the lane at that position and have a ward. But I think I was maybe thinking about the word. I don't know why I didn't put it. But definitely a word and keeping the lane there and zoning them, because we have range advantage.
Yeah, you could do that. Right, sure. Right, but having a ward is good against Hecarim because you know it's bot, right? And yeah, in this case the wave didn't crash, so Israel has to stay, you know? And Pop has to stay as well. Right, so here they're just gonna chill, get the wave. You can't really do much, can't zone that much because they have a big wave, but yeah.
I tried trimming a little bit and trying to keep that minion there to be a little bit more safer, so the lane.
Yeah, it's good to have the wave on your side. I agree. Just trimmed a bit too much, but whatever. The idea is good, right? The idea is good. The execution can get better over time, especially because you said you're working on managing the wave a bit better for sure, right? Yeah, the main problem is that you kind of know Hecarim is bot. You don't have vision. Your Amumu is not top bot either, right? So it's like you don't wanna get ganked. You don't wanna play too aggressive right now. You're weak right now. You see?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this is exactly the problem. Since I didn't put awareness on the jungler's path, I didn't see him mid because I was looking at the tab, and I didn't ward.
Right. But you see how, in this case, like the ward doesn't even matter, right? You don't even need to ward here because you know Hecarim is bot, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So right now you should just know, hey, we are 2v3 bot. We should chill here. You should keep the wave longer here. You shouldn't push it this fast, right? You thinned out the wave too much. And let's say you do it, whatever, mistakes happen, right? Here, like there's no way we can possibly walk up, right? Without placing vision,
You're right.
Right? You really can't,
Maybe I should envision like if I want to go to a wave and farm it, I should have vision with it in a sense. Like,
Yeah,
or be
basically you
safe
just need to
with it.
know can I get ganked or not. And right now the answer is definitely, because you know Hega is bot, right? But you
True.
just wanna look at those again, like you had all this time, like you see how much time you had. It's like almost a minute later now, and you could use the information from a minute ago, right? While you
Yep.
were doing nothing, just walking to lane, you know. So
Yeah.
you wanna transform this time where you're not doing anything into productive time, right? Because if you
I
do
see.
that, you just have a few minutes in every single game where you just think more than the enemies, and that's huge. It's crazy,
True.
right? So yeah, here we died because we didn't really acknowledge the fact that we are weak on bot right now. The fact that we are 2v3, our jungle is top, enemy jungle is bot. That's why we died. Warding, sure, whatever. Walking into Hex Flash Poppy, yeah, it's not good, but that's not the main problem here, okay? Right? It's a problem, but not the main one. And we just wanna fix the biggest mistakes first, because those happen more often, and those start everything else. From,
I see.
they start everything in like a domino effect. Okay?
So the main thing was that 2v3.
Yeah, you just are weak right now on bot because our jungler is top, enemy jungler is bot. Or even if you don't know if the enemy jungler is bot, if you did see Hecarim, you assume he's bot. You don't know, right?
You're right.
Especially
You're
with
right.
no vision. So you play accordingly. Okay? Good. We are dead right now. Okay. But you see how both of these devs, right? They're not that hard to prevent in the future, I'm sure. You know, they're
Not
quite
at all.
okay.
You're right.
It's very doable. Okay. So now we go bot again. We think about those 4 steps again, right? Here, in this case, though, we see LeBlanc coming bot as well, right?
Yeah.
We see our teammates very low. You see all the enemies are here. So it's like, right? But you also know they're low HP. But how you play this is, again. Let's see what happens first. Yeah. So do you think this was good or not?
If it was a good death?
Yeah. Do you think this was good or not?
Probably not the best, maybe because again I'll be missing on XP and
Right.
and income.
So it's like you kill the enemy support, but you lose the entire wave, and the enemy DC gets a kill. So it's like, oof, right? And they get assists and everything, right? So it's like, but again, this how you play this. If they play better chompers, flash better, W, well, it doesn't matter. What matters is here, right? We do those 4 steps again. What do you know here? Allies first.
First allies. Again, the whole mid is mid, top is top.
Well, in this case,
side, but he's low. Both my support and Mumu are low, so they cannot engage or do anything or taunt me in that case. The enemy is looking to back. So now if I'm looking at enemies, they're looking to back because they're low.
Probably, yeah. But depends.
The lane is mid. In the middle of the lane. So.
But that's lane. That's step number 4. We need to think about enemies right now, right?
Okay.
So you just know enemy bot is here, low HP. Enemy jungler, I think, was here as well, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And in this case as well, if you look at mid, LeBlanc is coming as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's 4 enemies here. That's all you know. And 2 of them are low. Okay.
4v1 almost.
It's basically a 4v1 because your echo is mid, right? So right now in this situation, it's like 4v1. So that's already red flag, And on top of that, you look at objectives. Drake is up. They could do a Drake, enemies wanna be around here,
Okay.
And then look at the number 4. It's like the wave. The wave is pushing towards you. You might think, okay, they kind of maybe wanna push it in, right? And it's like, but that doesn't even matter. What matters is that, hey, we are 1v4. Right?
You're right.
You can't be doing this, They are low HP, but you really, even if they're low HP, like you're an ADC, you really can't clean up like this by yourself, especially if you get flanked by LeBlanc and everything, right? That's the mistake here.
Is really a good case of tunnel vision.
Yeah, you tunnel vision and you don't think about this 1v4, right? That's again.
Okay, so
pretty much the same mistake happened, right? Pretty much the same thing happened. So it's like you fix one mistake, like one bad habit, and you make like 5 less mistakes in a game, which is huge, right? You die 5 less times if you just think about 1v4, 2v3, and so on, right? Crazy, right? Because in League, you just gotta know, can I play aggressive now, or should I play passive now? And if you get that correct, how you execute it, it doesn't matter. Right? It actually doesn't matter how you play it, because if you should play aggressive because you are strong, you win no matter what, really, right? And that's it. Right? But that's the hard part, recognizing it, right? Okay.
And being aware of it
when
you're at it.
So, good. Now, look at this. Yeah. 4 steps again. Let's start with allies right now.
Top is top, mid is mid, and jungle is on my side. Coming back with Swain.
And you are coming bot as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect, right? Now enemies. What do you know about enemies?
Poppy died, Ezreal stayed, and he wanted to crash the lane.
And after that, he probably wants to recall, right?
Yeah,
most likely.
Wants to recall, and probably Hecarim is missing, but
you don't know. You don't know where he is. No idea, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be anywhere. Okay, cool, nice. Now step number 3, objectives.
Objective Drake
and Void Grabs in like 15 seconds, right?
Coming. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So we know 3 of us are bot. We know bot. It could be Hecarim and Poppy only. Poppy is coming back from base after you killed her, right? And Ezreal wants to recall. Okay. Mid is mid, but mid has prio. In this case, Drake is up. And it's like, okay. Maybe we see something starting to form here, maybe. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, you have mid prio. It's 3 of you bot already. Enemy ADC wants to recall. Drake is up. Maybe we could do Drake here. Right?
Yeah.
So what should we do here instantly? Knowing this information.
So pushing the lane.
Okay, but before you push or before you do anything with your champion, what's the number thing you should do? If you see this information.
If I see that information, maybe ping.
Ping, right? So pinging,
on the drink.
another habit to think about. You know about something, you think about something, you have a plan. You need to ping to communicate so your teammates know what you want to do. It's very important. It's like in traffic, if somebody was turn left, they signal left, right? They use signals. It's so damn important. It's the same league. You just want to ping every time, right?
Yeah.
It's so important. And if you do this, you just ping Drake here. You ping on my, like, help on Drake, help mid, whatever around here. Amo would go there instinctively because he sees pings. He will not do wolves, right? Because that happens a lot. And here you should just ping, you want to push this to your Swain. That way you just know, okay, we just get try bot instantly, we go crazy. And then we go in the river, go with your teammates because something is happening. Be it Drake or a fight, whatever. And that's kind of the plan right now. Why can we do that? Ezreal wants to recall right now, right? And that's about it. Right?
A little bit more communication with the
teams. So you see what happens instead with Amumu, which is funny.
Yeah.
Amumu is just farming his wolves now, you know? And it's like, Void Grabs are up. If you don't do Drake here and Hecarim is doing Void Grabs, he gets Void Grabs for free. Well, we could get Drake for free, right? And if you don't ping for your help, for Swain to help you push this way too slowly, right? But in this case, you don't even see this. You don't even want to push, right? So basically here, you're just in a position the opposite, right? Every time until now, you've been weak, but you played aggressive when weak. But now you're strong and you play passive when strong, right? So you need to work on recognizing when you're strong and when you're weak, right?
And that's with the 4 steps that you said.
Yeah.
Recognize, like, where's my team? And that's the tempo, right? Is it?
Well,
a little bit. Where's my team? Where they are?
Yeah, basically, tempo is a bit different. We're going to talk about tempo in a bit in mid-game. It's like, when it comes to tempo, I kind of draw lines on the map. I'll show you that. We're going to have examples for sure. But basically, yeah, you want to play with your teammates, right? You want to see what teammates are doing and play with them, right? And if they are top side, for example, all of them, it's your job to not do anything both crazy, right?
Okay. But yeah, that 4-step thing is a good thing.
Yeah, it's something
for me to do early.
Yeah, you can do every time. It's kind of hard to mess up because it's so straightforward as well, right? It just gives you a plan, you know. It's just, at least there's a higher chance you'll make the correct decision, or you are gonna know if you should play aggressive or passive, right?
Yeah.
So that's good, you know. You're just gonna die a few times less, and you're going to get an advantage more often because you push when you shoot, right?
And I really liked when you said that I'm playing aggressive when I'm weak, and now that I'm like stronger, I'm playing more passive.
Yeah, and
So
here
it makes me realize, a few things.
And here you see how, again, the same it's so cool that the same mistakes happen so many times in a game, right? You just fix them and you become such a better player instantly. It's like you see a Swain is trying to zone them off, right? You should play in the same line as him, right? You should be like here. Because he lands that. You're not there to press E, right? That's so sad. Because here we could chug him to half HP at least, you know? And from here you just get vision. And you can play aggressive, you can go crazy. If Hecarim is bot, we get void grabs for free. And we probably don't die because Ezreal is low and we have wards anyway. Right?
And the,
So you see how
thing is, I'm thinking about the Ezreal poke, but like I have 3 biscuits that I didn't even consume, so I should have like went up and be on the same line as Swain, as you said.
Yeah, it's like he pokes you. He pokes you with 1 Q. You poke him with chompers from Swain E, and he takes half HP damage. Right? So it kind of work. But yeah. It's the horse. And in this case, you see how, Hecarim shows bot. So it's like, imagine if you chunked Ezreal sooner, you would get triple kill here, right?
True.
Right? But it's like, you see how Hecarim is bot, no problem. Because I'm on top, he could just do void grabs if Hecarim shows bot, right? But you should play aggressive in this moment, Here you should actually get triple kill still. I don't know why I backed off, but oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's all good. They messed up. And here, hopefully, I'm gonna push. And now let's talk about this. This is important. Gonna push this. Okay. Should you take plates here, or should you not take plates here? What do you think?
I should not take plates there.
Why do you think that is?
I have so much gold, and I should I have enough gold for like my BF, so maybe just let the wave push in back and get back to like a better wave state after.
Okay. So it's a mistake a lot of people do, right? And it's basically like you recall because you have gold. That's not really correct. You should never recall just because you have gold to buy something, It's like I see this too often. It's like allies are fighting or doing something, looking for an objective, but then it's like, wait, I have money for this item. I'm going to recall and they come back stronger, right? But while you do that, allies start the fight, 4v5, and lose the game, right? And it's like, oh, my teammates are so bad, they fight without me. I mean, of course, because you recalled, Makes sense, right? That's what it comes to tempo. You need to see what teammates are doing and so on. But here, for example, it's like, if you take the plate here and then you recall, you see how, like, Amumu is bot, Drake is up, Swain is bot, Hecarim could be bot, and it's like you're letting your teammates play 2v3 on Drake right now, because you recalled so late. For what? For a clip cloak? Who cares? You don't need that, right? Instead, you could have been here by now, back, with a BF, and you could keep the tempo up, keep prio up, keep getting vision and so on.
Putting pressure on them more.
Yeah. Instead, you're just letting them play the lane for free right now.
Yeah, that play is always tempting. But yeah, recognizing that it's not...
Just never take plates like this, right? Only time you should take plates is when you're actually so strong, you have vision, you can poke them under turret and take plates for free then. Sure, you can take all the plates you want, right? Never greed for plays like this. You spend so much time pushing this already, you cannot. Right? You're just gonna recall late, and now teammates have to play without you, right? And if right now Momo gets invaded, let's say, like, you can't do anything. Right? It's so sad.
And they're 2v3.
Right, and now see how they have control over Drake and everything. And now it's like, if you wanna help, you lose wave. So sad, yeah.
Especially seeing, like, looking back at the game, I see Poppy roaming so much. So it could have been something that they invade the Mumu.
Yeah, and it's like, if you keep the pressure up, she can't really roam either. Right? Or if she roams, you get plates then, and Drakes and whatever, right? Cool.
Right.
But if you let them push like this, when you should be strong, they're playing the game for free, basically. Right. Yeah, just gonna farm for a bit, let's see how Swain gets engaged, and you follow. Very good engage, nice.
Okay, I missed my ult there.
Whatever. That's not a problem. You see, like, doesn't matter. What matters is that you should be, you know, playing this Swain a bit more, but then heck, I miss here for sure. It doesn't matter. It's like if you played a bit more aggressive from the start, here Heka will not even be a problem to kill him. But in this case, it doesn't even matter. He's dead anyway, probably, or TC cannot kill you. Right? But yeah, the problem is that basically we just could have gotten Drake and we could have done so much more, right? There's a problem here. You see how strong you are. It's insane, but we can never get Drakes for some reason, you know. You know? And that's because it just didn't ping, you know. We just didn't become the team leader, right? And we took a recall that's too late as well, right?
Yeah.
So everything just comes, it just starts to fall together, you know.
So recognizing when I'm strong and playing strong.
Yeah.
And recognizing when I'm weak and playing safer.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
main
main
a little
thing.
bit more.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Show my intent.
Yeah. You really need to work on that. Okay.
Okay.
So here again, look at the map, right? We're gonna speed this up a bit because it's been almost an hour already. Jesus. So it's like, okay, you see our recallings when it's coming, you know, Poppy's roaming. And they're doing Drake, right? Can you do something about this right now?
No.
Why is that? What's the reason?
Because 1v2. I don't see the Ezreal as well, so it's 1v3. He could be coming back. Swain is there.
2v3-ish, right? Okay.
Yeah.
2v3 there's a wave coming towards your turret, right?
True.
So it's like, do you take a 2v3 fight for Drake? Or do you grab a huge wave under turret? That's basically what you have to do right now, right? Those are the options here, right? So, yeah, I think it becomes obvious what you're supposed to do. Yeah. It's Drake, it's not your problem. Your job is to get the wave here. You know? It is what it is. And get the wave. And Ezreal wants to fight on Drake and be there. What should you do?
At that point...
You see here, right? What do you think your options are right now?
Just trying to zone ward back because the ward is gonna go off and stay in my lane.
Do you need a ward if you know exactly where the enemies are?
No, you're right.
Not really, right? So it's like here, Ezreal wants to get Drake. So it's like you could follow Ezreal as well. Although Amumu is very far, Drake is low. I don't think there's any way you get this Drake. But it's like, if Ezreal wants to leave the lane like this, what could you do instead to make sure he doesn't leave? For example.
Can you repeat it?
Let's say somebody wants to, an enemy ADC wants to leave the lane, right, and help something. What can you do to prevent that from happening?
Being in the lane, pushing it, probably.
Yeah, right, because then he has to grab the wave, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like you basically put him on the spot, you know? But here the problem is that you're not making up your mind, right?
I see.
So here you have decision, do I just push or do I help Drake, right? This is, you can, if you look at the numbers again, you just know you lose in numbers, not good. So you should stay in lane and push. Try to get pressure by pushing here, right? And after that, maybe you do something, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. So you notice Poppy here.
What, your guns don't talk to you?
Now, you see a Moonwort, for example. You don't know where Hikarim is. And you know Void Grabs are spawning, right? So it's like, again, you should start making some plans. But now, oh, look, we got some extra information all of a sudden, right? What do we know here, right? We just know 3 enemies mid. So Ezreal is solo bot and Swain is bot. It's like 2v1 bot, right?
True.
So it's like you can't really go mid, it's too far. They're gonna go Void Grabs most likely anyway. So what should you do here?
Push.
Push, dive, maybe, right? Always remember, you're stronger, you do crazy things. You're weaker, you don't do crazy things.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it now. Like, it should have been a push with my...
See, like, why is Ezreal getting the cannon minion? You know? Right? Like, you could have punished him so much more, you know? It's like by the time Poppy's here, Ezreal is so low, Poppy's useless, you know? That's what we could have
If
done.
if I pushed and I was a little bit more aggressive on the Ezreal, Poppy would have done nothing.
Yeah.
She was there.
Yeah, and you could have also been more aggressive, higher in lane, so you could get vision again to see if Poppy's coming back or not. But here we saw Poppy coming back anyway, so no problem. But it's like she's very late, so you could punish Ezra in the meantime, right? Or at least if you can't do much, don't let him farm. You know, that's also big.
Yeah, it was a whole 10-15 seconds where it could have been better there.
Oh, we did the same thing here again, but I think they shouldn't die that fast. But you know. It's funny to see that, you see how even though you mess up, you get hit by Poppy and everything, like, you're strong, right? You're so strong. Imagine you played more aggressive when you just know where the enemy jungler is, you know? Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just played more aggressive before this point. I would try to push them, try to allow Swain to play the game and play aggressive, right? And suddenly, like, they're lower HP, they can never kill us, you know? We have vision control, we can get rakes, we can do whatever we want. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
I see the big pattern now.
Right. It's good that you see it. You know, it's really good. So here, for example, another case of do I take plates or do I not take plates? Right? So what do you know here?
I would say, since I see my Hecarim, I see Hecarim topside rise. I just killed Ezreal and Poppy's back. I should just take the plate and back as soon as possible.
Yeah, so here I would just basically attack the plate once and recall it right here. Just press B right now. Boom, done. Right?
Okay.
Nobody can get you. You get back, so you are back on tempo as soon as possible, right? But it's like basically, if you overstay for a play, another plate here, and then you recall, you just allow Ezreal again to lane for free. You know?
Okay.
When you are strong, you want to be in lane when the enemies are in lane, to apply pressure on them.
Okay.
But if you don't do that, they play for free, right?
I see.
So it's exactly the same thing happens here, right? Don't want to stay for another plate, then you're just going to recall late. And now if Ezreal comes to lane and he's smart, he's going to shove the wave, and you lose the wave. Right? In here he didn't shove as fast as he needed to, but you might still lose can almost, right? But you know, lose wave or not, he's just, again, allowed to play aggressive, allowed to get prio, allowed to get vision control and everything, when he shouldn't be, right?
And those are the small mistakes I'm letting my enemy do.
Yeah.
That are allowing them to come back in the game.
Yeah, basically, that's it. Yep.
So I definitely see why sometimes I'll get ahead in lane, but I'll mess up something and they come back again. So I'm probably letting them come back. I'm not applying pressure correctly.
Okay, they say they don't meet, which is interesting. Not is that bad. It's fine. Does work out kinda in the end. I mean, here.
Should I do mid at that point?
Like here, I would say, you know, if you wanna do something here, then that's fine. But you know, you're just again letting Ezreal play the game, you know. But I don't really see that important. It's like, you know, if you're here, you look for something, that's fine. Always works out. Alright, but I think the main problem here is that you let Ezreal do whatever, right? And we kind of play outnumbered because of it, you know? It's like, if you look at overall tempo, your mid laner is dead. So if you do something here, chances are you might be outnumbered. That's the only issue, right? Doing it safely next to your turret is fine, but the moment you extend like Swain, right? So, I'd say, you know, maybe as a rule, you know, your mid laner is dead. You shouldn't really cover for him this early in the game. It's not your job. You're supposed to stay bot for now, right?
Okay.
Don't really walk around the map like this much this early, right? But I think the mid game kind of starts.
Pre-15 minutes I should have.
Pre-14 basically-ish. But it's like, you know, again, the main problem is that you kind of don't know what to do here, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
But if you look at overall game here, it's like, we might be outnumbered if you're not careful, right? It's like if Hecarim is here, Poppy, LeBlanc, we don't have our mid laner, we really shouldn't really look for much. Unless we do it safely, but if you do it safely, right? you know, change your support might not, and then you lose bot wave as well. It's kind of awkward, you know, but yeah, this one.
It should have been me staying bot lane and farming the wave.
Yeah, basically that's should just do less where, you know, your mid is dead and so on. Okay, recognizing when you are strong or not as a team. Okay, and because of that you took damage from Ezreal, so you lost another wave on mid now, which is a bit sad, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So. Okay. Perfect. So here. Right? Do you think this recall is good or not?
No, talking with you, it's maybe not the best recall.
What do you think that?
Wave are pushing in, and I don't know why I tunnel vision on getting Runans.
So it's
I
like...
should have played around my Amumu.
You see how... Yeah, let's do those 4 steps, right? My allies, you know, you're here, Swain is here, Amumu GPR doing Herald, okay. Enemy LeBlanc is bot, your Echo is base, right? So it's like, around the map right now, it's kind of 4v5 as a team-ish. But LeBlanc is bot, so whatever, you know. And you see Herald Drake up, and I'm thinking, okay, mid waves are coming to meet in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And enemies are most likely gonna do Drake, right? We saw them bot side right now, I'm pretty sure, and we know LeBlanc is bot, Echo is base, so it's like they're gonna do Drake most likely, right? So if you recall here, you don't get a wave, which you could get for free, no problem, and you also enable them to push mid and get prio, so they could maybe contest the Herald, which is a bit annoying. Right? So basically your teammates are doing something, they're doing Herald, and you're recalling. That's kind of a mistake, you know?
Yeah,
don't really need to do that. You just allow... you just allow enemies again to do things. You know, it's like here you are Drake, but it's like, you know, they're Drake already. Don't do that. Right, and imagine we got prio sooner. Right? You could be able to help Drake, or like we get prio, finish Herald faster because you help, and you would be almost on top of them already while they don't have prio mid. It's like, wow, the situation is so much different now. You don't need Runan for that. It's whatever. Who cares about Runan if you just play tempo, right? But because of this, Echo died now, right? Because we were not there, because we recalled. You see?
Yeah.
So it's like you killed Echo, basically. It's funny to think about it like this. I click on Hera. I hate it when this happens.
I misclick.
It's annoying. I hate Hera as well.
So that play could have been better if I stayed and pushed, helped Herald.
Okay, and here let's talk about the situation. Here you can see it's 3 of you, but Ezreal is here, Poppy and Heka or Drake, they're coming, right? So this is like a 3v3. LeBlanc is bot, she could TP, maybe I don't know. But you should play this like a 3v3 basically. Let's see what to do. Because this is definitely winnable. Sure, could have played me a bit better, maybe something, it doesn't matter. It's a 3v3, you didn't go too crazy, you played front to back, it was fine. It was good, it doesn't matter. It was nice. And the important thing was recognized as a 3v3, that's the important thing.
Yeah, I think at that point I looked at the map and
I think I'm pretty sure you did. Alright.
I can see the difference when I'm looking like on the decision making, you know, doing those steps and looking at the map. Now here,
yeah, this is a bit weird because this is a case of, you know, yeah, you could maybe kill Ezreal if you play better mechanically, right? But what's important here is that Amumu and Swain are backing off your. Basically, let's draw this example. It's a perfect example when it comes to tempo, right? So when it comes to tempo, I always take lines, like basically horizontal lines. Let's do the same example. You are here, this is you, your support jungler, whatever around here, enemy ADC. And you don't really know where the rest of the enemies are. You have no clue. Are two of them dead? Two of them are dead. They're jungler, support, whatever. It doesn't even matter who they are. You just count. It's just a number, right?
Yeah.
So, perfect. This is basically the situation. So, look at tempo here, right? On your team, you have this tempo, which is the most forward tempo, the front line. This is what they call the front tempo line, right? It's you hitting turret, and it's like we could kind of make this line a bit more clear, because it's not always like parallel to the river. They could be a bit shifty. They could be this turret, and like the top turret, kind of like that right now. This is the front tempo, you know?
I see, okay.
But it's like, then you draw a second line, which is like, you know, this one. These guys are not really on tempo. And then like the third line, which is like this one maybe, right? So it's like, you see how we have different lines. We're not playing together right now.
Yeah.
If we were to play together, we would be something like these, when we merge the lines. But we don't do that. The lines are all over the place right now, you see? And if you see this, you're on the front tempo, and on the front tempo there's no other allies, or like there's a few allies, but basically you're just outnumbered, right? Because they're mid and top, you don't know where they are, so you assume they're on front tempo as well. So right now we are playing 1v3. Right?
Again, I'm trying to play aggressive when I'm weak.
Yeah. Swain is here. Doesn't change anything. It's 2v3.
Yeah.
Right? Not great. So always look at tempo this way. You're outnumbered, you chill. Right? If you're on front tempo, allies are not, you back off. You just chill, you go back, you recall whatever.
At that point, it should have been a back with the other guys.
Yeah, I should just back here.
Right?
You just get back. Don't even get this wave, it's too much. You can't. Just back, recall, grab the wave after you spawn, after you come from base. You just grab the wave, it's all good. You get your boots, whatever. Right? Here it's like, even if you kill Ezreal, it's bad. Even if you kill him, it's bad, because we're just playing our number. That's the mistake, right? You see Ryze is flanking, LeBlanc would be around here as well. And yeah. This is what it is. Because we deal with a tempo. Right?
Nice.
And most of the deaths come from this, basically. Right? Being off tempo with your teammates. That's it. Right? So, here for example, right? If I just look at this fight right now, I'm just seeing 3 allies and maybe 5 enemies, right?
Yeah.
So I just paused the game, so I don't have any extra information. But when you're in a game, right, you can see stuff. Okay, LeBlanc is bot, Israel's mid, right? You can see stuff, right? And now you're kind of starting to see, okay, this could be like a 3v3 if Ezreal stays mid, but if he comes, it's like 3v4, but if Amumu comes, it's like 4v4, right? Yeah. So this is a fight that potentially we could take if Amumu comes. If not, you know, we could be in trouble, so you should play this kind of safe. That's kind of it, right? With front to back, nothing too crazy. But yeah, you see, Ezreal is top, so it's a 3v4, you know?
Yeah.
So when it comes to these fights, you never really want to take these fights. You want to do something else instead. Or if you take the fights, play very safe. Don't expose yourself, right? Okay. But generally don't want to fight this too much. Right?
You should have played safer a little bit earlier there.
Yeah, but here I'm just surprised you go top in the first place. That's why I'm surprised here, right? So when it comes to fight that's 3v4, right? You don't want to take it most of the time. You want to do something else instead. Most of the time that something else is just pushing mid. But because you're top, you can't, right? So I would say another cool thing to remember, like try to in mid game default mid, just click mid here, right? Yeah. And even if you go top from here, at least you have options, right? But if you go top from the start, you don't have the option to push mid if there's a bad fight. But if you go mid, you have the option to go back mid if the fight is bad top. Right? Give yourself more options by defaulting to mid lane and then going somewhere else if there's something happening, right? And on top of that, you know, you lose the wave, right? So it's not good.
My mid game should be defaulting mid.
Yeah, default mid, there's a wave, grab it, and then do something else. It's turn-based game for ADCs basically. Mid wave, do something else. Mid wave, do something else. That's it. Right?
I think my reasoning there was just to take top tower, and that's why I wanted to go top.
Yeah, but you can do that after grabbing mid wave, grabbing tempo, prio mid. So Ezreal can stay mid, then you agree with your teammates, right? It's a bit better. So that way you just are playing as a team better and you try to outnumber the enemies because Ezreal has to defend mid, right? But instead we lost mid turret and nothing got done, right? Yeah. Okay. And here we decide to go crazy still.
Yeah, I think I wanted to bake something, but ended up taking the number. So again, a good case of I'm weak and I'm.
Yeah, you see, look at tempo. Right, you look at tempo. It's like this guy's here, this guy's here, this guy does nothing. You're kind of alone here. You can't really be here, especially because enemies were just here. You know, look at Blanc, look at Rice, they're here. Right?
Yeah.
10 seconds ago. You can't really do this, you know. So that killed you. But yeah, again, the main thing, you're top. You know, you should not really be top.
Should have went mid.
Yeah, it's way safer
like
for it to be mid most of the time.
Okay, nice to know.
And here again, you go towards stop when there's a wave, right? It's a bit weird, you know. You're seeing a pattern start to form. You know, you tunnel vision for that tier 1 top. Don't need to do that, right? And you cannot take turrets by yourself, really, as an ADC. You do it as a team. After you get prio from mid. That's kind of the way to play ADC most of the time.
So always default mid, and then
default
from
mid.
there go somewhere else with my teammates.
Yeah, exactly. Right, you don't really want to do things alone. First here you get these, but sure, you killed Echo, you killed the GP, you lost the mid wave. It's like, is it really worth to get this turret? Not really, right? Not great. You keep going further. Oh my god. When you don't know where the enemies are, when you're ahead of tempo of your teammates, because you know 2 enemies are here, Poppy and somebody use vision, and 3 other enemies could be here. You don't know.
Yeah.
So you don't go forward.
And there's not even a Drake to be done or something for it to be worth it. So
exactly.
It's definitely a bad call. Or it's tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I wanted to go get that top turret so much.
But
I'm getting baited by tier 1s.
Yeah, a bit.
That could be a problem.
Yeah. But here, let's see. Yeah, you just go snipe this, and this is cool. But you see how you default to mid, and you see how this gives you so many options now. You go here, right? And now you look at the game, right? I'm on top. You and your allies around Drake-ish. Enemies could be 4 on Drake, and Drake is up.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you join this fight, it's a 3 versus 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So should you join the fight?
No.
No, right? So what could you do instead?
Take the mid lane.
Take mid.
A little word.
Take mid, and it's like if tier 1 top is still up, you go take Scatterer, take tier 1 top now, right?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing better to do.
Better call.
Right? So it's like you could take tier 1 here, but it makes sense. Not really doesn't, like before, right?
So I could have defended my mid tower, be safer, take top, give them less gold.
Exactly, right? And you don't even have to give Drake if you do that, right? But now instead you decide to join a 3v4, which this is not gonna work out. You know, there's no way. It's a 3v4. Then the numbers don't lie, right? And you see how.
And even the position in the map is not good for me. I have
right,
no vision, I see nothing special. There's no low health enemy, so.
Yeah, but you don't even need to think about that. You just know it's 3v4. And what could you have done instead? What do you think? In this case, you know, right now, after all the mistakes we made here, like the beauty of League is that no matter how many mistakes you make, if you just play well now, you could still win the game no matter what, right? So after you push this wave here, and you recognize, okay, I'm looking at the map, it's a 3v4 on Drake, I know that, you know that, it's very clear, you see all of them, right?
Yeah.
What should you do here, if you just know Drake is not good?
I would say stay mid or back.
Okay, but why back if teammates are doing things, right?
Because I see Amumu back, and now Swin and GP are probably gonna die.
Yeah, but right now they're doing things, so you should do things right now as well, you know? Because there's no threat to you right now, right? And it's like after they die, then you can recall, because you have to wait for them to respawn anyway, you know? So while they're here holding the enemies back, might as well do something, right? Teammates, if teammates are not doing something too great, if they're on tempo, you need to be on tempo as well, right? And let's draw this on the map. And I think this is a good. Let's refresh this. Right, we have. We're gonna look. This is mid dead. I know. Okay, this guy is in base because he's recalling. We have like 4 enemies here. It doesn't even matter who they are. 1 dead. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look at tempo here, basically. If you want to do things, you either like have to do this, to take that, kind of like this, something like that, right? This is like the front tempo. If you're here, you're doing things, taking turrets, hitting drakes, whatever, fighting, and so on, right? And you are...
should have pushed a little bit more.
Right, so you're here, not on tempo, you see?
Ah, okay.
It's like all enemies are here, allies are here. No threat. You can keep pushing, take the turret. Right? You see
Because
how?
I think I'm seeing tempo as a straight line, but now that you made that, like if we go back to your tempo,
Yeah, it's not very straight all the time, right?
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
That's it. Because right now you could, you see, you had so much time to get the mid turret here, you know?
Yeah.
You could just get mid turret for absolutely free. Nobody can disturb you. And after that, if you have more time, you get wolves as well. Maybe scatter, maybe transition to top. Then recall and your teammates are respawned by then, and then you go back together. And suddenly,
go from 7 CS to maybe 8.
Yeah, no,
easily.
There you go, no problem, right? But instead, again, we're playing solo, and it's like, now this happens. You see how it's like 2 allies die, the rest of you fight, outnumbered, Echo dies, you die, right? It's like now you die, now allies are there, now they are gonna die. It's like domino effect. We are never together, right?
Yeah, it's a classic shit show.
It's classic solo queue, but it's up to you to stop it from happening. How do you do that? Okay. Well, you just match your teammates' tempo. They do things, you do things. They don't do things, you don't do things. That's how you prevent it from stopping, right? Fight is bad, you don't join it, they die, you don't fight, because you're outnumbered. Here, you're outnumbered, don't fight. Do some gas, right? Always remember that. Okay. After that, you now die, and it's like, if you die, you cannot prevent this from happening, right?
True.
Because now that you're back here, right?
So
now you need to match their tempo.
Default back to mid.
Right, so here is a perfect example of, you know, we talked about if like the moment where you were mid here and teammates were not, right? You should back off to match them. But if you here allies are on tempo and you are not, what should you do?
Be on tempo.
Be on tempo. Doesn't matter how you go mid, you go baron, it doesn't matter. Just be there, you know. Sure, you wanna default to mid most of the time, right? It's a bit nicer, but yeah, like here you should just default to mid and grab the wave that's coming next, right? You should let GP take the top one. And they can get prio here, vision, while your Ramu is spawning, and that's good, right? And you get prio mid, so enemies can just run straight to baron after they push. Ezreal here is making a mistake, he should be pushing mid first, right? Ryze is going bot, maybe he has TP, right? But, you know, if I look at the game from, like, a whole team perspective, basically, you know? And you see how we waste resources on mid as a team, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like if GP sees Jinx go top, GP should go mid. But this is solo queue. You know? So it's not gonna do that. So it's up to you to, you know, to not waste resources.
So default mid, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing, right? That prevents so many things from happening. But yeah, as a team, we just lost the entire mid wave for no reason, basically. Right? Nobody got it. That's the problem here.
I see my problem mid game now. Because I know I was dying a lot mid game, and that's probably because I'm always off tempo. I'm not defaulting to mid. I'm focusing on tier 1 turrets.
Yep. So here...
Yeah, those pickups are just lucky. It's because the enemy are making mistakes.
Yeah, but the thing is that enemies make mistakes. Yeah, like, exactly. Like, if enemies played perfectly, right? It would be impossible to win. You just cannot. Like playing chess against a machine, it's impossible to win. You can't. They make 0 mistakes. It's the same in League. How do you win games? By punishing enemy mistakes. Or making less mistakes than them. That's how you win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's literally it. So when you see somebody, oh, you only won that because the enemies made mistakes. I mean, of course. How else are you supposed to be a League game if enemies don't make mistakes? You can't. Of course anyone makes mistakes. It's up to you to punish them, right? It's great. Okay, here you see how, because you're with teammates, it kind of works out, you know? It's like, yeah, you got a kill, it's, you know, it's not best, but you know, whatever. It's much better, because you're with the team, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing here, playing with your team. It's so much better. Okay. So now, looking here,
I remember that. It was so awkward.
So here it's time to count again, right? Swain base, Samumo there, GP Echo kinda here. So enemies are here. Rise top, and so one other enemy could be somewhere, which is Sekarim because the blank dead, right? So here, yeah, green light, go. You know, like, who can stop you? Hecarim?
There, I think I went. Yeah, okay, I remember.
It's like, that worked, cool, that guy's dead, okay. Right. You see Hecarim, you see Amumu, you see everybody, right? What do you think you should do here?
Here it's a Baron.
Okay, perfect. Right. So what should you do instantly if you recognize the Baron?
So just push that wave, ward, and go with teammates a little bit closer to Baron.
Okay, but before you do that, what should you do?
Oh.
If you recognize this Baron, what's the first instinct?
I wouldn't be able to answer your question there. I don't see it.
How do you let your teammates know it's Baron time?
Ah, the ping. Sorry.
There you go,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, oh, okay, we know everything right now. We know Hecarim is there. Look at the map again, right? After you get kills here, you know this happens. Like, this should be your thought process. You get this. Okay, this happens. Okay, you see the mid wave. Okay, cool. And now it's like, you look at the map. Okay.
I didn't even see Hecarim. That's the...
Yeah, but the thing is that you don't even need to see him. It's not even important.
Yeah.
What you need to see here is, okay, 5 enemies are... That means 5 allies are alive. We could maybe get Rise here, because he's top, and so other enemies could be somewhere. Okay. We outnumber enemies. Be it Baron or not, let's do something. Let's do something together, because we have more numbers. We should win, right?
And I should communicate that with pings.
Yeah, and if you do that, we could either kill Rise, because we ping or Rise, or... We could Baron him up here, no problem. We start Baron, if they want to fight enemies, they fight 3v5, you just fight them and you win. And you get Baron anyway, right? And it's like, if you just communicate that, Amumu would not farm blue buff, he would run straight to Baron. Like, if you just ping Baron twice, and you ping once on Amumu, once on Swain and Baron, like, everybody comes. Everybody's gonna be there. Trust me, they will listen. They will listen for sure, right? Especially if you do it a couple of times every game. Like, you do it once minute 3, once minute 5, whatever, you do it and it works out, your teammates will trust you by default. You ping, they will follow. Yeah?
More pings.
Just, if you know something, ping it. Right? But here we don't have the plan, that's the problem here, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Again, 2 enemies are dead and we are not doing anything. That's the main problem here. We are so strong together right now, we just do nothing. That's...
Headless chicken, I think. You know,
it's a bit disappointing. Yeah, we lose another midwave. Okay. So. Some more farms a lot, but whatever, you know. This is why you should ping. You see, the moment you ping him, he comes instantly, you see?
Yeah.
Is that crazy? Imagine you do that 1 minute before.
Underestimate things.
Yeah. Imagine you ping sooner. Don't be afraid to ping. Okay. And this should be free. Okay. And here, enemies wanna fight? Yeah, it's 5v4. Let's go! Go time, go! Don't even back off. Go here. Forward. Kill Ezra. Go. It doesn't matter. Hecarim jumps on you. Whatever. Teammates don't die from Hecarim. They kill enemy. Right? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how we play. Just right click and win this. Right? And now, finally, Baron. Right? But you see how it's just a 4v5. You should definitely go crazy. That's the idea here. Yeah. Okay. So what happened here? I mean, 2 enemies are alive and these 4 of you here. How did you die here? Is it the LeBlanc moment? Poppy moment. I guess recall a bit further away. It is better.
Yeah, that...
Oh well, whatever happens. It is what it is. It's not as important. Okay. So here you see Rise top, Hecarim bot. 3 enemies could be here, I don't know. Right? So we wanna chill. That's kinda how your thought process should be always. Right? Here you see Amumu is with you, 1 enemy bot, 2 enemies bot I think. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Now what? It's like nothing. Your ally died, you have to defend bot mid. Now it's back to just chill farm, get mid wave until your GP respawns, right? But what happened? Your teammates recalled? No, let's kill them. Okay. So, here. Okay. We know 2 enemies are top. So if you and Swain try to go bot, we play 4v3. That's good. Right? So here you should push mid, try to go there. That's kind of my plan here. And it kind of do that, kind of, man. Not really. I mean, allies won anyway.
Yeah.
But let's see, let's go to a moment where there's a decision to be made.
It's really interesting on like how you check the map way more often than your character.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you'll see stuff that I didn't see in the game, or even now, like looking at the screen, I'm looking at my character more than the map sometimes,
Oh yeah, like
and I'm missing on information.
I just when I farm the wave, I right click the wave, I look at the map. Right? You know, like Runa, you don't need to know how to farm with Runa. You right click, everything dies.
It's true.
Right?
Well, it's fun to play Jinx for that, but I should definitely more
Yeah,
like look at the map.
The map tells you how to play the game, right? The map is 75%, no, 80% of the game is the map. 20% is the execution, you know?
Yeah.
This is a cool part about League. So yeah, here it's okay. Look, 2 enemies dead, right? You should do something. Always remember, you push mid, 2 enemies dead, let's go on rise. Do you ping to go on rise? You back off?
Nope.
Don't ping?
Yeah.
Right? You should definitely do this faster, right? If he wants to recall, you ult and you catch him. Right? There you go. Perfect. Right? Okay. And now what should you do instantly here?
Pushing top as a team.
Okay, you say push top. Why is that?
Because I see Hacker and Butt, we just killed Rise. It's like almost 4v3, and if echoes come, it's a 5v.
Yeah, but here you look at mid wave, right? Should you get mid wave here right now or not? What do you think?
There I hesitate. Well, if I come back to
right now, do you think going mid is correct, or should you stay top here? What do you think?
I should go mid, catch the mid wave.
But why Echo is going there?
Oh no, you're right.
Right, so it's like, okay, Rise is dead, Hekar in bot. Okay, we have more numbers. So let's do something, right? And here look at the map. What do you want to do here? There's a tier 2, right? It's like, yeah, we could play for tier 2. The tier 2 suddenly becomes an objective here. Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's play for that. We go top, push the wave together, right? Okay. But you should ping that. You should ping that. You want to push, right?
What I'm pinging? Oh no, it's my colleague.
But in this case, okay, cool. Drake is coming soon. I don't know the timer on it. 49 seconds. It's like, in my opinion, 49 seconds. You just push top, get tier 2, Echo pushes mid, we get blue buff, recall together, go Drake. That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? But here we go Drake too soon. We don't get tier 2 top. We do nothing really. We're doing nothing right now, basically.
Playing around it and trying to prepare it.
Yeah, but there's no reason to prepare it really, right? You can prepare when you go there together, right?
It's definitely too soon.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
I can recognize it.
They've done so much more in the meantime. The blind is into in, which is nice, which means Drake is on the table.
I don't know, here there's
what? Oh,
yeah,
Riot. Maybe internet, maybe Riot, whatever happens. I had that happen.
I thought it was a DC, but my ping was good, so something was weird and I was not able to move. Lost my GA and died.
Yeah, speaking of weird here though, it's like, why do you flash towards the Rise?
Yeah, I don't know, I panicked.
Oh, you panicked because of this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because of my movement. I was like, okay, I gotta get out, but I didn't see Rise. So yeah, definitely just a headless chicken panic moment there.
Yeah, this was panic moment, whatever. But the problem is not the panic, but it's like if you DC while you do the thing we talked about before, right?
Yeah.
You would have no issues, you know?
Exactly.
Right, that's what's important. So I'm gonna skip over this, it's not that important, it's fine. Right here, you see, you go top here. Why? Why do you think?
Because I wanted to catch the wave, but I see.
No, this guy's here. This guy's here. You just go mid, right? You know, it's like Echo sees you mid, Echo will go bot. That's cool, right? Because right now Echo goes mid because there's nobody mid. But if you go mid, GP goes top, Echo sees you mid, he goes bot. Right? Because from Echo's perspective, he should be getting mid because there's nobody else to get mid right now. You know, but if you always default to getting mid, T-baits get used to being mid, and most of the time people know ADCs get mid wave. You know, you're gonna have no issues with people taking your waves and so on. And here you just share resources for no reason, right?
So mid default always.
Mid default, and from there you adapt. Yeah? And here this is a crazy fight when your Echo is dead. That's kind of close. Kind of bad. Is what it is. How did this one start? Oh, it started because of you? Oh. Looks like another reason. I think you get caught
Again.
because you went top again, right?
Yeah.
If you are not top, you don't get caught, right? It's crazy.
Mhm.
Because if you were
If I
mid,
was mid, I would be with
you would be
Swain.
Swain. Echo, and
And
if you
Wizard
take
was-
red buff from mid, you don't take it from here, you take it from below here. So Poppy can get on top of you, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny how you think. This all thing started because you went top, right? You lost the fight here because here you went top. Like, it's so funny to think about it, right? It's crazy.
It's funny. It's just one thing. It's
Yeah,
mid
one
default.
thing.
If I do that, I'm pretty sure I'll have way better results.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like one thing that happened a minute or two ago influenced the game so much, it's
Feel
crazy.
guilty about this.
Okay, and here Ezreal dead. I wanna see things on that Baron. I wanna see things happening on Baron. Screw the top wave. You should play for Baron or something, right? Go for a blind enemy. Then Zinting. Oh, actually, we don't know enemies. Yeah, the problem is that we are not really together.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
little bit late. It's a weird one there.
That's a weird one.
We saw her, we went in, then their team came in. Then
But you should
my
still
team-
win the fight because you have more numbers. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
beauty.
we're-
Right? That's the beauty. You have more numbers, you win no matter what. Even if you die, you win. Hopefully. Yeah, they killed this guy.
Recognizing the numbers.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And now look, it's 3v2 for your team. Cool, right, it's good. Because Ezra died, and you did things. Doesn't matter if you died. You did things with a team when you had more numbers, and it's a win, right? You basically allow your teammates to win. Right?
I see.
Okay. And now Ryze is dead. You should go. Just go.
Your guns don't talk to you?
Being on Echo to help you, right? You should just fight here. And it should be a good fight. You don't even care how you execute. You right click and win, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yep.
And now Pop is dead, you do Baron, right? It's so cool. You see? That's all there is to it. You just play with even numbers.
I think towards the end of the game we had better maybe tempo or
Yeah, exactly.
something, and it
But
made us come back.
this is just something that happened by chance, by luck,
Yeah,
pure luck, right?
exactly.
Because
And
here,
I recognize that.
right here, if you look at the game from the enemy perspective, right? Ryze is dead. They should never contest Drake. Simple. They wait
Yeah.
for Ryze to respawn, and they have 5 teammates to contest Baron, and you cannot take Baron now because there's 5 enemies. Right? That's how enemies don't lose the game here. But instead, it's solo queue. They want to contest 4v5 anyway. Poppy dies, and now Ryze respawns. Poppy dead. They are 4v5 again instead of being 5v5. You know, they lose Baron because of it. Right?
Yeah.
It's always the domino effect. It's up to you in your team to stop the domino effect from happening. How do you do that? Well, you just play strong when you're strong with your team. Play safe when you're weak. And your somebody's dead in your team. Right?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's literally all you have to do to just become better instantly. And now again, look, it's like because Ryze was in base or whatever, can get the kills on the enemies. Ryze is late to this fight, or like no, in this case it's actually even funny, even more funny. LeBlanc top, right? It's like Ryze is late, you can just get kills. Now 2 of them are dead, only 1 ally is dead. You should ping on top of Amumu to come. He shouldn't do the blue buff because you win the game. And you do it anyway without him, but whatever. Right, I see this mistake from Amumu. Look at this Amumu. Like he's got no idea, right? He's doing that, he's recalling for an item, right? Purchasing an item. Actually, do you press tab every now and here? I'm really curious. Let's see, do you press tab here?
Some
Probably not.
guardians have to
So he's probably recalling for an item. Or for mana,
Yeah,
but he's got blue buff.
for sure.
And
For
it's
sure,
like,
probably
and it's like,
on a night.
did he need it? No. He should have been on tempo. He shouldn't do blue, I should be on tempo instantly, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, whatever. You win because you had more numbers anyway. That's it. That's it. It's like,
Thanks.
hopefully you
I
see
really
how
appreciate it.
the game is not actually that complicated, really. Okay.
No, so early is just playing strong when I'm strong.
Yeah,
weak.
basically.
Recognizing that in the free time that I have when I'm walking back into a lane or when I'm dead or whatever. And mid game is pretty much defaulting mid.
Yeah, and just playing with your team. Push that mid wave and default with your team. I see what teams are
Recognizing
doing.
tempo as well.
You got tempo, right? Don't get caught. But remember, teammates are doing things, you do things. They're not doing things, don't do things. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions before we end?
No, I would say nothing else, to be honest.
Nice,
Those
okay.
are enough for me to work on. I should see
Yeah, I
an
mean,
improvement there.
yeah, but remember, it's not gonna be as easy because when you play the game, you have so many things to think about and so on, right? It's easier to do in a replay, but you know, take it slow. Eventually, you're gonna become faster and faster the more you do it. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, it's good food for thoughts.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I'm always like plateau gold 2, gold 1. So like if I work on those, I'll get plat.
Oh, at least. Don't worry.
Yeah,
People in
soon.
Diamond make these mistakes all the time. Don't worry.
I'll see you
So,
back when I'm Emerald, hopefully.
oh, perfect. That's good. Yeah, for sure, you
Another
have a
porting
ton of
session.
potential. No worries.
All right, thanks. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Take care then. See ya.
Take care.